Hey, me and John are heading up to do some hunting. It's Saturday I said 21st, right?
Right.
Yep. Saturday the 21st. If I had to pick one word to describe the hunting season so far during October, wet. I was going to say rain, but wet is more descriptive. That's actually closer to what, yeah, it's been wet. I got lucky this last week because I got to go Monday and Tuesday. Me and John were talking about this, and it's like, it seems like every time the weekend comes, it's raining. And I got lucky enough to have a couple days off during the week, you know, because it's not been raining during the week when everybody's working and stuff. Luckily, I had them 2 days off, and I did see deer on both days, so that was a good sign. Now, we're driving up to where we hunt. We got roughly an hour drive from home to where we hunt, and the rain was starting to taper off at home, and as we were coming through some of these farmlands and fields and stuff, there's turkey and deer already out in the field. So it looks to us like the animals are moving today, so we're hoping we're gonna probably see some animals. I mean, we're really hoping for it. Actually, we're really hoping to kill some animals. Yeah. I don't. Are you shooting does, or are you just? No. Okay, so we're both still on the same page with. Right now, it's going to have to be a nice buck for either one of us to kill. That could change depending on circumstances, because some people have been known to say one thing, and then when they get animals in front of them, well, they get an itchy trigger finger.
That person has a bad back. Right?
Yeah, so he's got a bad back, and that's another reason I've been hunting by myself too. This has been kind of a funky season if you really think about it for us. You know, it really has been. It's been kind of tough. I switched jobs and I'm on a different schedule now. He's been having back problems. The weather's been funky. We got all kinds of reasons why we haven't got a deer yet. So
None of them are good.
none of them are good, but you know, honestly though, all this stuff is transpiring. I mean, it's really happening. But yeah, we're gonna get out here tonight and hopefully see something. Like I said, one word describes it: wet. We're getting run out of the woods again because of rain.
Mother Nature can kiss my ass. Jesus.
The dew point went up a little bit.
Yeah, just a tad. This is just getting comical now.
Dude, this is just ridiculous. I mean, I was just settling in. I'm thinking, oh, this is going to be a great night.
I was thinking the same thing.
No, not so much.
Wind was hitting me right in the face, right where I wanted it at.
I looked down at my scope and I seen a couple little beads of water on my scope, and I'm like, is it gonna...
I heard that coming, so I looked at the radar.
Yeah.
Yeah, yellow and the green glob
Oh,
coming right at us.
Yeah, we're out.
Cocky nade.
John got this cocky nade for his Excalibur because, look, I mentioned before he's been having back problems, and I just watched him cock his bow with it and decock it with it, and it is a slick little device. At some point I'm gonna have to get a video of you using this. What's it called?
The Excalibur. What is it called now? Not 100% sure what it's called. It's an Excalibur cocking aid, but it's their new one. I'll get the name later.
Yeah, that is a slick little apparatus right there.
No noise, no clicking, no nothing. It's totally silent.
Yeah, so if you're thinking about getting an Excalibur but you're worried about pulling it back, that might be the answer to your quandary.
You got a bad back or a bad shoulder or anything that hampers you, that thing's completely...
Yeah, I'm going to have to get video of you using that because that is slick.
Because the last time we were out, up.
Yeah, yep.
And that's, then I couldn't hunt last week because
one, it's small too.
Rain, two, my back. So I told Frank I was just biting the bullet and I was purchasing it, and I did, and well, I'm very glad I did.
I mean, it wasn't the cheapest thing in the world, but if it gets you out in the woods hunting, dude, it's worth it.
It's well worth the money I spent on it, and I'll tell you what, I'd spend it again because, well, I can get out here and I can hunt.
Yeah, because that day when you when you pulled that back,
Yeah.
I could tell it hurt you.
Well, you asked me. You said, "Dude, is your back all right?" And I said, "Nope." Because, well.
And then you sat out there hurting the whole time.
Yeah. And I knew if we were going to go the next day after I heard it, there was no way you're going to have to cock my boat.
Right.
Because my back was hurting.
Which wouldn't have been a problem. I'd have done that. But you never know. You're going to end up out here by yourself at some point.
Well, that's why I had to get that.
Right.
For that exact reason.
Yeah, that's right just about on top of us right now.
Yeah. That's
So,
why we
yeah.
pulled the plug.
Yep. That's why we pulled the plug tonight, and wet is still the word for this October. This sucks, bro. I mean,
that's just
damn.
just absolute misery.
My thing is, I've just absolutely had it with getting a wet ass out here.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just over it. So when it did start raining, and I seen it was you that was calling me,
Yeah.
I knew you were calling me to tell me that there was some weather coming. And I just thought, you know what? Normally I'd try to give you some guff about it and try to stick it out, but I knew you wouldn't be caught because I knew you wanted to be out here tonight too.
When I saw the Charger EXT is the name of that cocking rig, just so you know.
Okay, the Charger EXT by Excalibur.
That's the name of it.
Yep.
And it cost a pretty penny.
It's expensive. What'd you pay? Like $275 or something?
$275.
$275, but it gets you out in the woods hunting, and you can do it by yourself, and you're not going to hurt your back or your shoulder or any shit like that.
And when you got a back that's spasming out on you, or you got issues pulling up, trust me, it's
John's staring a operation right in the face here, so that thing was worth every penny he spent on it. Okay, let's go home where it's dry, warm, and get some chow and get a game plan together for the morning.
Well, the morning's happening. Just as long as the rain's gone. It's supposed to be gone by the morning. It's supposed to be a nice, cool, crispy 34 degrees in the morning with no rain. So if that's the case, let's hunt them in the morning and kill some.
Okay. I'll believe it when I see it, but okay.
Me too. I'm going with optimism at this point.
Usually you're the pessimist and I'm the optimist.
Well, pessimistic is out the window.
Yeah,
in front of us
right.
now.
Yeah. Optimism just went out the window for sure.
Yeah.
All right, let's go home.
Let's go.
Was that an awesome morning or what? I gotta pee bad.
As I freshened up my scrape. That's what I did, Frank.
Yeah. What'd you do? Pee in it?
Yep.
Okay, now what's this thing called again?
The Charger EXT from Excalibur.
Excalibur's Charger EXT.
Yep.
Cocking direction. Push to cock. What's that side?
Push to release.
Cocking.
Yep. The cocking
Cocking
direction's
direction.
that way. So
Okay, so
you take these two clips, you put them on your bow. They even got it right and the left, so even Frank can't screw this up.
so you mounted that, right?
Correct.
Now
Now my
John's got the older
yeah, mine's the Matrix.
Excalibur Matrix, and you had to drill those holes,
Yeah, I had to
right?
drill them. And you can see I kind of made a mistake and got a little too far because on here there's this felt right here. So that felt sits right against this nose piece. I had it a little bit too far forward.
Okay, and you said mine's already.
Frank's already has the pre-drilled holes. Frank's is the Bulldog, so it's a year after my Matrix, and his already has the holes.
So yeah, those would be the holes that I'd put that on if I got one.
Because then it would just sit on there like this, and then as you see, as I said, the felt goes right there. So,
Yep.
so
Okay.
that's how it works for that. So, but so for mine, I had to drill those. As you can see, it's got a right and a left. It lines up with the inside of this, that right side there, and then this left side has the hole where that guy goes right there. So
Okay.
you just kind of put it on like so, do it like that. Now since we're gonna make sure it's set on there good, it's not gonna go nowhere. And I'm gonna decock it, obviously, so they recommend you wear this wrist strap when you do it just because of how much power they have.
Yeah.
And you could lose it, you don't want to lose it and let it go down. So
And that straps on like a
just like a bow strap.
like a bow release.
Yeah, just like a bow release does. So you get it like that. You got the guy like this. Take him up, and then you put your foot in like you normally would, you know, and then take this guy. He goes right in like this. You got him in there solid. So
Okay.
take up a little pressure on it.
Let me get around here.
And I want to get, actually take this out first. I don't need it there yet. You want to get this guys off the hooks. Push this to release it. So it's the end of the deal. Get that bad boy on there. In there all nice and good.
So that goes, that's like a locking pin.
Yep, locks right inside of there. So now we're good. It's not going anywhere. And she's ready to release. Now make sure they got the grooves in the back here. You have to make sure you're in the grooves.
See, there's a groove on the back of the
Right there.
Yep. Excaliburs where you normally would put your drawstring.
You want to get hold of this guy with this guy. And now we're ready to release.
Now
So,
is this right here locking into something?
Yes,
Because I can
it's
see
locked.
there's a spring right here.
yep, it locks. And they're made for left or right-handed. So it
Okay,
doesn't
yeah,
matter.
because you can see there's a spot for it on that side too.
So I'm going to get a little pressure here. I got it on release. I'm going to take her to fire. And it's just like any other time when you decock them. You push your Guardian system in. Do that, just like normal. Hold your Guardian system until you get past it, because that's the anti-dry fire system of the Excalibur.
Yep.
Once you're by it, now you can just let it down like you normally would, all the way
And
down.
there she goes.
And before people start giving me crap about the string with the serving, I've already got one ordered, so
Yeah, he's starting to get a little separation there on his serving, so it's definitely time for a new string.
and then when you're done there, these guys just come off. This is the Matrix, so it's a little longer, so I do have to pull mine. Frank wouldn't have to do that. And then this retracts all on its own, like so.
And it just retracts right back up into, and then you hook them back
And you
on
hook
the
them
post.
right on there just like that. And now since I'm putting it away, I'm not taking it off. I'm going to leave it on there because I'm just putting
Yeah,
it
because
in
when
there.
you get ready to go again,
Right, it's there. But when I hunt, I take it off. I put it in my front pouch. And
and again, that was like $275.
correct. But it's worth every penny to
Yeah,
me.
like we mentioned, if you want to get out hunting and you got a back problem, well, hey,
or a shoulder problem,
and neck problem. I mean, any kind of problem.
or if you're just getting older.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so
That is pretty slick, man.
that's how it works. She fits right in there, and you can leave it on when you're hunting. As you can see, I mean, if I had it on there when I was hunting, you could see it's not going to bother me. It's just in my shoulder. I can still hunt with it right there.
Yeah, sure.
It wouldn't bother me, but I take it off, me personally.
Yeah, that's pretty kick-ass. All right, let's get... Woo! Just got back in the truck. Oh, boy. Got a little chippy out there, Johnny.
Wasn't too bad. Felt like deer hunting finally.
Yeah, it did. It felt like deer hunting. That was my favorite hunt of the year so far.
Well, yeah.
That was good. That was fun.
Hot? We didn't get rained on.
Right.
What else is there to like about it?
Exactly. We stayed dry. So, what was your morning like? Tell me what happened with your morning.
Got up in the stand, got all situated about 10 to 7. And just turned off my red light. And I had deer moving around me already at 10 to 7.
Wow.
I mean, as soon as I turned off my light, there was deer well within 20.
So you couldn't see them, but you could hear them.
I couldn't see them, but I could hear them, and they were marching around behind me.
Because, dude, I'm telling you, like, once I got settled into the tree,
Yeah.
I was looking around, and I put my hand in front of my face and could not see it. It was black out there.
That deer kept working. It worked back behind me to my left, and I thought that was going to be the end of it. And I heard a couple more in front of me, working out in front of me, working back up the hill.
Okay.
And then they came down my right-hand side there.
I'm surprised they didn't wind you at that point.
Because they were up in that oak.
Oh, okay.
And that one was behind me there, and it started coming right back down. My left-hand side started making its way back out towards that field again. At this time, it's starting to get gray, so I could see, and it was a big-bodied deer, and it was only about 10 yards from the stand. Tell you what it was? I can't tell you what it was. It was a big deer. That's all I can tell you.
Right.
And it started going out in front of me, and then it got out there about 30, 40 yards, turned around and started coming back. And same thing, it got right there in that same opening about 10 yards from my tree stand. And it's just a big body deer. Well, that moves on, goes on, it starts to get light around me. And I catch moving out in front of me to my left, and here comes a porky just hauling butt. I don't know why it was going so fast, but it was moving, and I'm watching it go by.
Did it go up the hill, or was it running lengthwise with the pines?
To the hill there.
Okay.
It was going towards my right up the hill. And then I hear snap back behind me over to my left, and I turn my head and I look, and there's a big doe, and walking parallel with the footpath.
Nice.
And then it angles in and then starts angling towards me. I get my crossbow turned, just practicing.
Yeah.
For like if it's a buck or something coming in.
Right.
And she gets where she's going to cross that one trail there that's 30 yards from the stand, and she turns and she starts heading back behind me. And I still keep the crossbow myself turned that way. And she turns and starts walking right in where that deer from earlier had walked in. And at this time, she steps in there and she goes behind a tree, and I pull my crossbow up and I get it up, and I'm watching her. And she steps out. She stands perfect, Mackenzie, and I've got the 20-yard pin laid right behind her shoulder. And it took everything. And I mean everything.
I'm surprised I didn't hear shock.
Yeah. Any other given year, if I didn't have deer meat in the freezer, it would have been a wreck.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Yep.
She was 10 yards, Mackenzie. I mean, I had the 20-yard pin was right behind her shoulder, mid-body. I mean, it would have been all over but the dragon. I mean, that's the kind of deer you shoot, they go 30 yards.
Right.
So, but I let her walk on by. She turned around, she walked back behind me and worked her way off up over the hill, and that was it. I didn't see another deer.
So when she left, she went up the oak.
Yep.
Oak
They all
ridge.
went back up over, over Miser, sitting in my stand over my left shoulder. That went up that way. So so kind of where I figured where they're going towards their bedding area.
Yeah.
Back over there. So, I mean,
They like to get up on them high oak ridges up there,
Yep.
and then lay up there because they can see and hear anything approaching them.
and I mean, this was as soon as I turned my light off. I mean, I had deer just all around me until like 10 to 9.
Now, see, for me, I didn't see or hear anything until I think it was like 8:15, something like that. You know how quiet it was.
Oh, yeah.
Out there. I mean, it was just no wind. Absolutely, you could have heard a pin drop out there.
As soon as I turned the light off, all I heard was
Yeah, and I mean, I could hear myself swallow.
Yeah.
That's how quiet it was out there. And I'm sitting there, man, and pretty soon I started hearing like leaves rustling, almost like a squirrel, but it was steady.
Gotcha.
You know, just like a steady, barely audible, but I could hear it, you know. And I looked down and I could see something like a black form moving close to the ground, and I
Right.
thought, what the heck, is that a squirrel? Or, and the closer it got, I could see it was a porky. It was a pretty good sized porky, and I got pretty good video of him. And then he went through, and then, geez, it must have been like 20 minutes, 25 minutes after that. And hunting in them pines, dude,
oh yeah.
where I'm at, I think you're a little closer to the oak,
I am.
and you get a little more leaf action there. Where I'm at, there ain't much leaf action there, so when something's walking, you don't hear them things until if you can hear them, they're on you.
Right.
You know, I mean, they're right on top of you.
Well, it's because you got all the pine needles.
Right. I mean, it's like they're walking on pillows or something, Blue Jay. And I heard something, just a little bit of a crunch. And I'm thinking to myself, if that's a deer, and it's about the time I was thinking that, a doe pops out, and she came from like your direction,
Yep.
walking right straight at me. And you know how the pines are road, right? I think she was walking, she had to be walking like right along that row that I'm in.
Gotcha.
Because I never seen her, dude, until she was like literally 20, maybe 20 yards out and walking right toward me. I mean, she just appeared, you know. And I got the camera rolling. I got video of her. She comes walking in. She walks around my right-hand side. Now, mind you, the wind's going that way,
Right.
but it's kind of behind me. It's kind of going off my right shoulder on a 45. And she goes around the side of me, right next, I mean, dude, it couldn't have been 10 yards from my tree. I mean, she was just right there. Never looked at me, never, you know, didn't alert or anything. She gets right down there into my my scent trail,
Right.
you know, where the wind's blowing my
Scent
scent. And you'll see it on the video, dude. She hits that, and she does this little skip jump thing. And she's kind of looking around for a second, and never alerted, you know, didn't snort, didn't stomp, didn't take off running or nothing. Just did that little hop skip thing.
Right.
And then just kept on. It looked like she had a mission. Like she, you know, she had someplace she had to be, and she was getting there. And she just kind of meandered her way off, and then she hung back there for I don't know how long it was. It wasn't very long, but she hung back there for a minute, but then she continued on her way. So, okay, all that happened. Then I'm sitting there, and I think I had texted you and told you that, and, you know, you told me that you'd seen deer this morning. And,
It was a big improvement from last year, right?
yeah, yeah, very big improvement. I've seen probably 100% more deer already this
I
year.
could have seen one deer and saw 100% more than I saw last year bow hunt.
Yeah, you never even seen a deer last year.
Not bow hunting.
Not bow hunt. So I'm sitting there, and I pull out my ancient Rod Benson grunt tube.
Yep.
And I blew the first one I did was a doe bleat, and then I followed it up with a young buck, you know, like a repeated young buck grunt.
Yep.
And nothing happened. So I'm sitting there for a while, looking around. About 45 minutes goes by, and I thought, you know what? I'm gonna up the ante here. I'm gonna put this thing on large buck. you know, and
Let's see what happens.
see if I can get something of size to come in here. And I just did it like a 3 times, okay? And I got that grunt tube put back in my backpack, and I ain't kidding you. I got that thing put back in my backpack, and I turned back around looking forward, and all of a sudden I seen a deer body go between 2 of them pine trees. And this thing had to be, I mean, it had to be pretty damn close when I blew that call.
Right.
And I never heard them. Again, you know, in them pine needles, you can't hear them walking. They're just there. And I look down and I see this deer body go between 2 of the pine trees coming right. It's going to cross right in front of me. And I could tell it wasn't that big a deer. The body was kind of small.
Right.
And probably about the same age class as the doe that went by. Probably a year old, maybe. And he comes walking out, dude, and it's a spike horn. He comes walking out and he stands in front of me for the longest time, and he's looking around, and I think he was looking to find the deer that had grunted.
Right.
You know, I believe that's what he was doing. Like he was, and you know, I always kind of thought when I blew that big buck thing that might scare away the younger bucks and maybe even does that, you know, or whatever. But I always think in my mind that it's going to attract a bigger buck that's in that area, trying to find somebody encroaching on his territory or
I've
whatever.
learned from using that buck roar, because I got that buck roar.
Yeah.
That doesn't scare them away. It brings. I've had does come around. I've had bucks come. You know, right after.
Well,
using it.
there you go. I mean, that's just what happened, dude. I blew that call, and this little tiny, you know, spike horn. He wasn't tiny, but he was small. You know, he's a spike. He come in and he stood around looking around forever trying to find that deer, and then he slowly walked off toward the oaks. And that's what that doe did too. She ended up angling out and going up into them oaks too. So that was fun, man. I got some good video.
It was a good morning.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I got to hear the turkeys fly down and doing all their key.
Yeah, I heard some racket over there. I figured that's what was going on. It's probably the turkeys coming
I was
down.
going to send you a text that said, squirrels, turkeys, porkies, and deer. Oh my.
Yeah, that was fun. That was a good hunt. I thoroughly enjoyed that one.
There were actually animals moving. You got to see
Yeah.
animals. I mean, it felt like dang.
And the biggest thing is, we stayed dry.
Yes. Yes. Finally stayed dry.
Oh man, that was fun. Yeah, I think when we get home, I'm going to get me some breakfast. I haven't decided if I'm going to go back out this afternoon or not. I might. I don't know. Looks like it's clouding up again.
It's not supposed to rain.
No?
No.
Well, maybe I'll hit it. We'll see.
It's not supposed to rain. So maybe Cam will have his license.
That would be cool. Now, if Cam goes, I'll go.
Yeah.
You know, if he wants to go, I'll go.
Cam would have had his license this morning. He would have been with us.
I haven't had a chance to hunt with that young fella this year.
You do have to excuse him. He is a blonde. He does
Yeah,
have blonde
right.
locks, so-
He's got that toe head problem.
Yeah.
Look at that hawk. Wow. All right. Yeah. Let's get back and get something to eat.